dozens of years, but this particular telephone can be hooked up to a normal telephone line, but you have to have two telephones to have such a talk. The phone will be sold outside the United States. American specialists see no technical reason for the phone not to be usable in the former Soviet Union. The holiday of Christmas at various times has been celebrated in various ways, but definitely it's a tradition to help people who are in need of assistance in the Kremlin. Over the last 70 years, there has been a New Year's tree to which are invited invalids and orphans. This is the charity ball. Yeltsin gave a speech. He congratulated Russians on Christmas and New Year's. He said this would be a difficult year, but the main thing was not to lose hope in goodness. On Christmas, it's a tradition to give presents. Yeltsin gave a check for $50,000 out of his fund for orphans and invalids, and the Christmas holiday is continuing today on the Red Square. There was a people's holiday on the occasion of Christmas. They prepared for a long time and seriously, but you have to agree that few people remember how to celebrate Christmas nowadays. Since this is a people's holiday, it was decided to invite collective folk groups, and they sang carols at Red Square. They tried to put on a play with fireworks, which dates back to the time of Peter the Great. Christmas is the birthday of the Son of God, and we celebrate it on the night between the 6th and the 7th of January, and thus this day is dedicated to new mothers and their children. This day, in Maternity Hospital, Moscow here, there 9 children were born, 6 boys and 3 girls. And this difficult time, aren't you afraid for your child? No, I'm not afraid for my child. Well, maybe I am afraid, but what can I do? Aren't you afraid he might suffer? This happens to everybody in life. I think that every generation has its suffering. So what would you wish for your child if he has to suffer a lot in life? I hope that he endures them with dignity. What did you think when you were waiting for your child to come? I was wondering what he would be like. How did you imagine he would be? Handsome, intelligent, that he might understand everything, that he might have everything good in life? Will that be the case? I think it should be that way. He should have it good. Why should that be the case? What if things go bad for him? Why should everything be bad all the time? We want to hope. Everything should be good. Well, that's life. Pain and suffering brings life. I'm not afraid of difficulties. How about for him, if he's got suffering in life ahead of him? No, I'll do everything so that he might not be unhappy. He will be happy. What sort of unhappiness can there be? I don't even want to believe in this and even speak about it. No, that should not be the case. Everything will be fine in our family. Let's hope that everything will be fine. We want to wish these young new people, and we quote to them the words of the Bible: "The evil man will do evil, but the good man will do good." We're not going to have the sports and the weather, but I'm saying goodbye to you now. All may have you have peace and happiness. This is Sports Coming Up. You're listening to simultaneous interpretation from the Russian by John Glad. Good evening. In Italy, we have had the most representative chess tournament in the world. The victor was the Grand Master from India, Vishinaman Anand. He won over Alexander Belavsky. He has now 6 points. His two basic opponents, Garry Kasparov and Boris Gelfand, have 5.5 points each. In the last matches, they played ties against Alexei Khalifman and Anatoly Karpov. Karpov has 5 points. In field hockey, our team in Finland has won its meet 8-3 from Switzerland. We learned that 170 countries will take place in the Summer Olympics in Barcelona. That's 10 more than in Seoul. According to the Olympic Committee, they might discuss the question of the participation of the 12 republics of the former Soviet Union. The 3 Baltic states have already been accepted and can send their representatives to the games. The two-time champion, Alberto Tampa, is leading in the competition for the World Cup. He has 800 points, way ahead of his nearest competitor, Paolo Accolo from Switzerland. Only an unfortunate accident could stop him from winning in Albertville. We have the 7th stage of the yacht competition, the Flying Dutchman in New Zealand. After 6 races, the Americans Paul Forster and Steve Boldreau are winning. The Thierry brothers and Vincent Berger didn't even come into the top 10 here. But in the total points, they're not far behind the Americans. Number 13 has been fateful for many people. And in the Rally Paris Cape Town, Gilles Lallet ran into an ambulance and died. His countryman, Jean-Christophe Wagner, was seriously wounded. Of our 4 KAMAZ machines, 3 are continuing. They're approaching Pointe Noire. You'll get the details at our program at 9:57 p.m. In the Italian championship on soccer, Milan beat Naples 5-0. Van Basten distinguished himself by putting in a very pretty goal. And so now he's leading with a total of 10 goals. Ridley is also doing very well. He plays for the Lancers. And Milan now has 25 points. It's playing against Revengers. Revengers played 1-0 against Parm, 1-0. We have a lot of games from America, baseball, basketball. And now we see cricket here. This is a meeting between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Pakistan won the match. It's interesting to observe, but it's unfortunate that we're forgetting the popular people's game called Lapta, which nobody plays anymore. And here's the weather coming up. Ukraine, +2 to +8 Celsius, a little bit of precipitation. Northern Caucasus, -2 to +3. Armenia, 0 to -5. Azerbaijan, +7 to +12. In the central regions of Russia, -3 to +2, a little bit of precipitation. Belarus, formerly Belarusia, +1 to +6. Leningrad region, 0 to +5, precipitation. Volогодska region, 0 to -5, precipitation. Murmansk, -9 to -14. The Baltics, we have Estonia, -1 to +4, Latvia, +2 to +1, and Lithuania, +1. St. Petersburg, 0, precipitation. Moscow, -1 to -3, today, -1 +2. This has been simultaneous interpretation from the Russian by John Glad. And this has been a program of the Informational Television Agency.